Can you hear me, dude?
Yeah, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me turn my computer up.
Dude, I like your doggy picture up there.
Oh, I know a guy that got that for me.
Oh, did we do that one for you?
No,
Dude,
no, no.
it looks...
I'm sorry. You did this one.
Oh, yeah, hey, we just got one like that of Gigi. We
Nice.
like a lot of the pet stuff we had, we didn't have Gigi because she's newer, you know. We had like a little plank made like that of when we got those for y'all of Hickson and Mrs. Kitty and
Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah, well, what's up, bro? How you doing today?
Nothing, dude. I'm just chilling like a villain. Just got done getting the flooring and butcher block and everything from my kitchen.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw you talking about that earlier. That's nice.
Yeah. I'll send you pictures later. Hey, Joe, do you remember this?
Ooh, nice. Very nice. Got your belt in there too. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you make that display case?
No, I didn't make it. I bought it. I should have made it though. I like the kombucha, bro.
Yeah. I had a little meal prep right before we started casting. I thought I'd do a little probiotic with it.
Oh, what did you have?
Grilled chicken, green
Oh,
beans, squash, and just a little bit of rice and a little bit of sweet potato.
nice.
Yep.
Dude, I made some freaking I made a copycat recipe of the whole hog baked potato salad yesterday.
Dude, you're the first person that ever took me there. I just want to
That's
say.
true. In Conway. Did we go to Conway?
I believe so. We were like going to some fights, if I'm not mistaken, like Little Rock at the Metroplex, like back when it was like AXC or some shit.
Yeah. And we went to the one in Conway.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, bro, I personally have some good videos lined up for us to watch clips,
Get
but
it.
I feel like we should set them up. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
so so our part of our goal here is to talk about our past history, right? And just kind of
Correct.
get in.
Sorry.
You're good,
Yes.
bro. Kind of, you know what always gets me? I need to figure out how to turn it off. I get like emails and shit while I'm like zooming. It's like doing, like makes a notification sound. But so we're kind of like that was like our goal is to kind of talk about like the good old days.
The good old days and the things that have just changed our perspective on jiu-jitsu, MMA, martial arts itself. All of it.
Yeah. And so like when I first came into Inferno, you had already been training a long time. Like you already had a
Yeah, because you came in Inferno in 2006.
mm-hmm.
And we opened the tool shed in 2002.
Yeah. So, and you guys, I want to say, had already even hosted fights when I started training. Had you already had the first fight cards there in Clarksville, or was?
I don't think we did. I don't think we did that till 2007. Maybe I'm wrong though. We might have hosted it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I could be wrong about that, but at that time, that was what was kind of really popular was MMA. Honestly, like we were talking about watching fights and stuff at the gym, and like that's what everybody was coming in for at that time.
Yeah, that was the hot ticket. That was what everybody wanted to be. Everybody had a brand new pair of UFC MMA sparring gloves, and they wanted to be the next Randy Couture.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's crazy how much that's changed too. Like that's come up on some other episodes. Not even like I've just been talking to a lot of martial artists, and none of them have to like MMA. Yeah,
yeah, no, and it's one. I feel like because they've oversaturated the market a little bit. They really have.
yeah,
Um, and I think that's caused a few people to burn out. as far as just watching it, getting excited about. Because, dude, do you remember how excited you used to be about a fight card? You'd be waiting 6 weeks. You'd be like, oh my God, when is this fight going to happen? And then fight night would happen. It would be this huge, big production event. You know, there was just some excitement to it. And man, they've taken that ability away from us because like, oh, fights on Thursday night. Oh crap, fights on Friday night. Oh man, this one card on Saturday. I'd like to see that card, but hell, it's pay-per-view. So
I know there used to be such a fewer fights. The frequency just like, I mean, they would still have fight nights and fight for the troops and stuff.
oh, for sure.
But it was like those were, you know, those were rare. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. You think they were trying to go or are trying to go to like a wrestling model on?
Well, the people that bought it are in the entertainment industry. So
Like a couple of nights a week type of a thing. Like, remember in the WCW days where it was like Monday Nitro and Thursday Night Thunder?
Uh-huh.
Like I kind of had thought like maybe that is a direction that they're trying to go, and we see it, you know, fans of a long time as saturation, but maybe it's be a transition to a different model.
Yeah. Well, for that model to work, I feel like they would have to be some scripted stuff going on because there's too much non-scripted, like, you know.
Have we seen that with Conor McGregor is the question, because like, you know how all the wrestling bullshit takes place in a parking garage.
Yeah, that's true. I thought that's the direction things were going because that one company had just bought out Zuffa, and then next thing you know, Conor swinging around a steel chair, and I'm like, what is going on here? You know.
Well,
or trash or whatever it was he's throwing.
When did you start to? Okay, so that's what it is now. But when did you start to see the rise? Like when did it? Like I know Forrest and Stephen Bonner. Like I know that was big, but like what else?
To me, the rise for the fans was when they went to rounds and they went to more weight divisions. I feel like, actually, I take that back. In my opinion, I think the person that carried the UFC into the new era was Matt Hughes, as bad as I hate to say it. Yeah. As bad as I hate to say it, there was not a dominant champion that was carrying them through the era besides Matt Hughes. You know, Mark Coleman was there. You know, he was dominant champion there for just a little bit, you know. But, you know, those were hardcore fans in the Mark Coleman days. But I feel like when Matt Hughes came along and really just started just picking people off one after another and carrying them across the ring and, you know, double leg slamming them into the mat and just pulverizing them, I feel like that was the launching point of a new era of UFC.
Who was it that he had in a triangle? Or how did that go down? He had the big yoked up dude with the dreads, and he got knocked out. Newton. Yeah, Carlos Newton. Yeah, that's an iconic fight.
Yeah, classic. That was a changing of the guard right then too, because you know Carlos had beat all comers at that point, and then Matt kind of whipped him, except for that that triangle.
Yeah, I remember at the end.
They were playing it up as Carlos Newton was Matt Hughes is getting revenge because Pat Miletich was Hughes' coach and Carlos Bulldog choked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That came all back up when Ben Askren Bulldog choked. True. Yeah.
What somebody let that's a big disappointment.
Yeah.
Askren, he was supposed to be the next unstoppable machine, and he just gets annihilated.
you know who was supposed to be bigger than they were, that was kind of older, is Mayhem Miller.
Oh yeah. Well, he lost.
That's kind of a tragic story too.
Yeah, he lost his mind. I don't know if it's drugs or CTE or what the deal was, but he lost his mind.
Yeah, mental illness maybe, man, just like straight up, like the age that onset for him and stuff. But I could be wrong. I mean, but that guy's struggling.
Yeah, well, he came from from the gym of the days where those guys, they, it was, sparring practice was knockout practice. That's just the way it was back then. I can remember even us, in the mid 2000s, it was, just beating the brakes off of each other.
Dude, I tell this story all the time. You remember on the front mat of the Clarksville Inferno when it was just the indoor-outdoor carpet?
Yeah.
So one time we were all sparring like we're
we were so poor we couldn't afford a second floor. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Well, Corey Earls and Julio and me and Caleb and Nate. I can't remember. There's one or two other people there, but Caleb was sparring with Corey, right? And just like, just like, I believe it was a switch kick, but it was right to the face. And I remember Caleb catching him before he hit the mat. Like Corey kind of like slumped and went away like this.
Yeah.
And Caleb just happened to catch him right before he hit that concrete floor. And like at the time, I didn't think anything about it. But man, Dring was just talking the other day on the podcast about like, and Joe Rogan's talked about this too, about hitting your head after you get knocked out and how that's what gets you.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, those were wild times, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to.
I mean, that was the wild, wild west days of figuring it out. Caleb hit me. We were MMA sparring one day, and me and Caleb like to tell this story. I'm surprised he's not joining us. I figured he would have jumped on here, but we were sparring on the back floor, kind of in the padded wall corner area. And we were doing some sparring, and he had me down. I don't remember if he took me down or if he doubled, but I was pinned up in the corner, and I was in guard or in half guard or something. And we were both MMA sparring. We had both MMA gloves on, and he had those damn Fairtex little. I mean, those things were like 2 ounces versus 4 ounce MMA gloves. And he was throwing them, and I turned and he hit me in the side of right here perfectly. And he hit me so hard that my skull flexed. Like I felt my eye socket and everything flex in. And he goes, I mean, he even felt it with his fist. And dude, he's like, "Oh, dude, are you okay?" I was like, "Dude, I think my skull flexed." He's like, "No, your skull flexed. I felt it." I mean, it was one of those, it took all the fight out of me when it hit me like that right in the eye, because it was my eye, but it was like this part right here on that, just where, where the temple's nice and soft. Well, not as thick.
Yeah,
right. That whole orbital socket flexed. It went whoop and came back out. It didn't break, nothing like that. Of course, I had a black eye and everything else, but both of us was like, "Holy crap, dude, that was serious." I mean, that was the days we just beat each other down. I can remember. Do you remember that big football player that was there for a little while? Richard somebody. Big redhead.
Richard Huffman, yeah.
Yeah, and he just would and just bounce people off the mat, dude.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Because he would just fatigue out too.
Yeah.
And like particularly in sparring. And then it was like he would swing and miss, and you could always get one on when he was missing. But everybody's like that. That's like, that's one of the first things I learned about sparring with like out of control people at that time was to not play that game because they were not going to last. That was, I remember back then, dude, learning so many funny little lessons like that. Like, remember me and Nick Lyons were in there one day and we were talking. We're like, dude, if we saw Caleb Plank walking down the street, we'd whip his ass. We just throw him down. Like, but in the same time, we were like, "Oh, dude, Caleb will whip our ass, man. Caleb does whip our ass." Because at the time, it was just like it was overcoming those lies that you tell yourself, those sort of stereotypical.
Well, just
in myself.
You talk yourself out of being great.
Yeah. I
mean, think about it. Caleb retired undefeated.
Yeah.
Think about that. The only thing that kept, He needed to though, because I mean he took a couple of concussions that were
That last one.
yeah. What's the second to last one? He had one up here in Bentonville. The
Oh, I
last
didn't know.
one, the
That's
last
not
one
good.
was horrible. But
Yeah.
then he took one up here sparring.
Sparring?
I think it was
Oh,
sparring, or I
man.
don't remember how he would have to tell you the story, but it was one of those. It was one of those concussions. It was like, whoa! Before anybody made a big deal out of concussions, like I think he lost a whole day, and it's like, oh, wait a minute here, we better think about it.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe I was there. I remember him losing a practice after that last fight. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember if he taught or not, but
Well,
it was like he went on a loop afterwards.
after that last fight, there was a couple of times he had mild concussions after that last fight that he would lose time, and then he'd be like, "Oh, what's going on? Yeah, all right, I'm better." It just is one of those things. And we've all been there. Like, I had a little episode earlier this morning. I think I drank too much caffeine, made me anxious, and I just wasn't 100% just sharp. You know what I mean? I was like 95% sharp. Couldn't think of the next move ahead because I think my anxiety was built up a little bit. Because it didn't work out this morning, and I had caffeine, which is not the best combination for me. Usually when I work out,
yeah, that happens to me sometimes too.
I'm depleted enough that when I have caffeine, I'm still super sharp and ready to go. But that wasn't the case.
Remember when Brendan Schwab was like throwing up and shitting his pants on Joe Rogan's podcast all the time because he's drinking too much coffee?
Yeah, he still does
that. Man, I will say, and I need to be better about it. I've been. I need to drink a little. Like I got to where I was only drinking 1 can of that caveman coffee per day.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm drinking a caveman coffee and a cold brew from Midtown. But I don't drink any caffeine past noon. I do all that before noon. I get up at 4. So I don't know if it's not good. I don't need to drink that many ounces or milligrams.
We don't drink any caffeine probably past 9 or 10 a.m. But I've been mixing a little bit of maca root in my coffee, and so we'll see how that goes. But no, finishing that story with Caleb, after he had a couple of mild concussions after that. Super mild after that one fight that he had with that Jeremy guy from Batesville. But he because he was knocked out in that fight and just armbarred him out of instinct, if you remember. I mean, it was Jeremy hit him and he hit the floor, and Jeremy climbed to his guard, and Caleb just armbarred the hell out of him.
Caleb he hit like the back of his
neck, head on the cage,
like where it was weird. Yeah, that's happened to me, like where the matted wall comes in before, like not that dramatically, but like it folded him up on his sort of low back. It happens in jiu-jitsu sometimes. People grab your ankles and.
Oh yeah, well, it happened to one of my guys the last fights at the Metroplex or whatever. John Hazelwood. If you look back at his fight, he had a triangle in the back of his head where it cut it open because he hit metal on the cage when he got taken down. He don't remember anything of the fight. He just head kicked that dude. The dude went unconscious. Like, oh wow, I won. Okay, cool. So because there was a piece of that. I mean, there was a piece of angle iron that was just exposed, and he just hit it.
Isn't it crazy that archaic shit like that happens? That people fall out of boxing rings.
Yeah, in 2020, still happens all the time.
Like Joe Rogan was talking about that the other day. He's like, isn't it crazy that somebody's like, we should just make this a little wider after you get outside the rope. We'll just make that 5 feet wide. It'll never happen again. Like, that's wild that nobody's done that.
It still utilizes space.
Yeah.
So give me one of your also, this is what I was going to talk about. Do you remember how hot the Main Street Inferno was in Clarksville? Lord,
damn, bro. Yes.
Dude, these kids these days have it great. We walked in that building, and I swear to God, we had both air conditioners running, and you could not get it to drop below 96 degrees. Couldn't.
It was brutal.
And if it reached 92, damn, it was wintertime in there. I mean, it was hot. You remember we'd put the sprinkler system up on top of the roof just to cool the roof down. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Wow.
Water would be leaking in. We didn't care. We was training. We didn't care.
Yeah, that was a super hot environment. But that was, honestly, that's probably why I've periodically over the years when like the kids will leave would just like turn the air off.
Oh yeah.
I can't do that as much now because the building's so big that
Yeah.
it doesn't make economic sense.
No,
But
you get everything hot. It's going to take you 2 weeks to cool it down.
when we were training for Worlds and shit, George would be like, dude, it's air conditioning here. I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, I know. So
Exactly. Exactly. No, it was good times. Just how hot that was. Crazy, actually. But
so let me just like recap memory number one here. So here I am at work, Walmart,
oh my God, yeah.
electronics department. And then I see this jolly Mike come strolling down. I'm like, bro, we should get together and play some Halo on Xbox sometimes. At that time, that was the type of shit that I did, I guess.
Yep.
And dude, that is actually I'd just been training Inferno for a short time. And that's like really like after that point, dude, we started hanging out like all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Dude. Yeah, and then you beat my ass at NCAA football like a redheaded stepchild multiple times. I didn't want to play you anymore.
Yeah, I would always hit you with that deep pass. You'd hate it.
Yeah, and that's like when we first started hanging out too. I would come over, like there are a few times I remember I would come over and you would cook some fire ass dinner, dude. I was there at the conception of many a great dish. Okay.
That's true. That's true. Mac and cheese.
Oh, dude, the baked beans, right?
Was it so on and so forth? Yeah, that was the conception in that.
Yeah. But we would play like NCAA and then we'd watch the Razorbacks.
Yep.
It's at some point we graduated to watching cool shit on the internet together.
That's true.
I spilled that salsa on your floor.
That's true too.
You remember that, dude? I remember you looking at me and being like, dude, you fucked my floor up. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude.
It took me a hot minute. I'm glad I sold that house. It took me a hot minute to get that out of the carpet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but we would watch some awesome YouTube videos. That was like that would have been like at the pinnacle of YouTube, man. Like YouTube came out in like 06.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have been doing this in like 07, 08.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It really is, dude. So on those couch surfing days, let me see if let me bring up some videos here. What do you say?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Let me be sure I'm ready to go here. Okay, there we go. So share screen. Okay, this is an old playlist I made for stuff like this. All right, we got to start with this one, dude. Let me turn this down.
IFL. Oh, gosh, I forgot we watched the IFL.
Yeah. So, dude, the only reason I know about this shit is because of you, bro. Let's see if you remember this iconic.
Oh, is this the horrible guillotine?
Dude, watch this guy's ear touch his own nipple. How
this homeboy did die. Remember, we thought he was dead. We were like, this dude's dead. This dude just died in the ring. And they're like, bro, is your neck okay?
I'll never forget seeing this, man. Like when you were asking me to like think of like some moments or videos, I just started surfing through like just memories I have of sitting on your couch, you know. And this is definitely one. Brutal, man. That other angle is what really shows it.
This guy's career was not the same after that. There's no way.
Wow. Absolutely brutal.
Disgusting.
Let's see. What else we got here? I got a couple of others. Oh, dude. Okay, so you're the first person to turn me onto this.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna let Hickson talk in the background here. This changed my life, bro.
Yeah, mine too, actually. I mean,
It's
this,
really this scene too. It's
I
really
probably,
seeing him training and for that fight.
yeah. And just his philosophy on life at that time.
When did you first hear about Choke?
I didn't. I found it one day, and when I was up in the Fort Smith Mall at Suncoast Videos, and
Wow.
I used to make a habit of just getting up there and digging through some obscure shit, because that's also where I found the other documentary that changed my life a little bit, which was Pumped by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, you should, dude. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't believe I didn't think of that.
yeah, Pumped, man. I remember one day we watched Pumped and Choke back to back.
That was so good, man. So good. I would like, one thing I want to do is get a bunch of like people that have inspired me from sports history,
Oh
and get
yeah,
like hand drawn prints and put them all over the gym. But
yeah,
Arnie from like that time period,
yeah.
definitely,
Trailblazer, just doing it all.
man. But yeah, dude, Choke. I can't tell you enough. At the time that I saw this, still being like a white belt, really committing myself to training, how much it influenced me.
The same, and I was, I didn't get my blue belt until 2008, so this may have been before my blue belt. I mean, I definitely got the video before that.
Oh, dude. This is another thing that blew my mind.
Oh yeah, where he was controlling his breath.
Yeah, the Kundalini breathing, I believe, is what this is called. But see, he's explained this. I've heard him explain this before. He basically pushes all of the air out, and then he moves his diaphragm up and down,
Mm-hmm.
side to side, or one side at a time. So like that's up and down. Now you could see he's doing each side. He'll do up and down also.
Yeah, just crazy.
That is crazy
You
breath
still don't see
control.
stuff. Yeah, you still don't see people with that type of breath control, man.
Wow.
It just doesn't happen.
That he was just doing things. Oh, and then like I talked with Daniel O'Brien about this the other day. Um, them getting in the ice water at Japan
Mm-hmm.
when they were. That's super inspirational as well. It's like whoa, what are you guys into?
Yeah, dude, I've been really playing with some Wim Hof breathing and taking some cold showers, and it's pretty that's pretty intense.
Yeah, for sure. Let me. Okay, let's soften it up a little bit here. Let's see about this, dude. Do you remember this shit?
Oh yeah, that was on E-Bomb's World.
Yeah, dude, you turned me on to this video. Like I remember watching this in the office at the Inferno, right?
Yep, Pocket Bell.
Pachelbel's Cannon in D.
Yeah,
I'll
Pocket Bell
see.
Canon and D, where you can find that pretty much rhythm in nearly every damn song.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny how he goes into all of them. Oh, what's going on here?
For any of you guys that haven't listened to Pocket Bell's Canon in D, this stand-up musical version of it, it's worth it. Still to
It's
this day.
for sure. You got to
It's
check
probably
it out.
15 years old at this point.
I'll see you in hell, Pachelbel.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one from back in the and you got to have this version. You remember this one?
Hang on. Oh gosh.
The turbine from
Ramon
hell.
Deckers. Till I Collapse, the Eminem mashup. If that one didn't fire you up to want to be the greatest kickboxer ever to kickbox, there's not another video out there. You might as well just turn your phone in, turn your computer in, stop watching YouTube altogether. Because if this don't do it for you, nothing will.
Dude, these training montages and the fights here get me so amped up, bro.
Oh yeah. And dude, this guy could hit. So I mean, he was Well, he's still considered one of the
Yeah, I
greats.
mean, you told me about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had no idea. Like you told me about him and Badahari at like the same time.
Him and Badahari, and then do you remember the guy that is Alex Gong that got killed in San Francisco? He's chasing a dude down that stole his car. He was another big one. He was a Fairtex champion, but he was training in San Francisco, and some dude stole his car, and he chased him down the street in his Thai boxing shorts, and the dude shot him through the window.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was like in 2004 when Alex Gong died. And then Andy Hug, he was another one.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Andy Hug was another one right there in that era of just the
He died
action.
of like leukemia or something, right? Hug had some sort of cancer.
He had he had leukemia or something. It was super fast. I mean, it killed him quick. Unfortunately, it was terrible.
Okay, I got only 2 more videos here to rehash with you.
This one right here, you need say no further.
Oh yeah, dude. So this is so there's two that you turned me on to that I think are this is supposed to be Alliance. No, this is not it.
No, that's that
I meant to add Alliance headquarters.
Yeah.
Hold on. Right. I've actually been in contact with Budo Jake trying to get him to come on the show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so
that's the one right there. This one right here will change your perspective on being a black belt. I don't care who you are.
Oh, dude. So like what I was thinking is like just rehashing stuff. It's like, okay, man, what is influential to me that Mike showed me or that I learned or got turned on to from the Inferno days? And dude, you told me about this channel, about this show, about Budo Jake.
Mm-hmm. I've met Budo Jake a couple of times.
I've never talked to him. I've seen him around when we're in California a couple of times.
Him and Jack are friends.
Yeah. Jack was like, oh, dude, Daniel O'Brien has hit that armbar in a tournament before. But Jack was like, bro, let me know if you want me to ask him to be on your show. I was like, bro, I'll just hit him up myself. But I'm hoping. He said he's gonna start doing some interviews again here soon. But I don't know if he's working on. He said he is working on some other projects.
Oh, really?
He's kind of been not obscure, but he hasn't been. I haven't seen him doing much.
No, he's been very obscure. I would say for the last couple of years. I don't know why they went away from the rolled up. I imagine traveling and doing what he's done, that costs some money. I mean, it's not cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's the man right there.
Oh yeah, Babs.
Marcelo and Babs.
Dude, listening to Babs talk on this, and Fabio too.
Yeah, Fabio's fine. He's, I mean, he's an amazing coach and everything like that. But just to listen to Babs, right?
That guy that's showing that amount of guillotine stuff that's a really good sequence.
Yeah, that is a very good sequence.
Man, look at him. He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, handsome. Speaks like 3 different languages. He was the first African-born black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Wow. Yeah. He does. He has an incredible story. He goes into some of that on here. He's like an actor and stuff too.
Yeah, he's an actor. I've seen him in several things. He's always playing like a side role. He's played in the movie, or he's played in that TV show Arrow a few times.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was a pretty good show when it first got started, I thought.
Yeah, they just now ended. It's 8 seasons long.
Wow. Yeah, I fell out about season 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, I was done with it about season 4. But yeah, that's good stuff, man. And then
yeah, Kurt Osiander is the other episode.
Yeah, Kurt Osiander, that's a life changer right there. How's that guy doing? I haven't heard much of him.
Dude, I haven't reached out to him, but there is a slight chance I'm gonna try and orchestrate getting him on the podcast. No guarantees, but like a few of our people have trained at his school, old school or new school, and it's not that hard to get in contact with him.
Right.
So I've talked to him online a couple of times before, so not about coming on my podcast, but
Right.
okay. So last, dude, this is just something like for whatever reason sticks out in my mind, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why, but like, man, this was the kind of stuff that used to happen, right? Like Anderson Silva used to just come up and back in this time.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Forrest, like, you know, too, I will say,
He don't have to do none of this crap. But he does it.
yeah. So I'm so glad that they have bought all of that stuff we're talking about, though.
Yes.
Like on Fight Pass, you can watch all that, the EBI.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that promotion.
Like, I want to say Bryce even fought on them, but it was other promotion, but it was kind of when they were.
Yeah. Not XFC.
They became. I'll just look up Bryce's MMA record. Honestly, they'll tell me they became like a union.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Rich Franklin and some people are like bought into it. I don't know.
Rich Franklin's one of the executives over it, or he's in a high position over it. It's not that. I can't remember the name of that.
Dude, it's because we've already said 10, bro. Like, yeah. You know, we're like, oh, what was the name?
Brian Foster has fought for him a few times, I think.
Yes. Is it Elite X? No? Did we keep saying that? We keep saying Elite XC.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's so many now.
Oh, I'm trying to get a breakdown of Bryce's record on. Oh, he's got a Wikipedia page. Good for him.
There you go. That's where it's at.
Let's see. V3, Access TV, V3, World Series of Fighting.
World Series of Fighting. Yeah.
That was it. They put on some good fights. They were around for a while, and now I think that they merged into like the PFL or something like that.
Something. I don't know. I don't keep up with it anymore. I couldn't tell you. I mean, as sad as this sounds, I couldn't tell you the last time I've sat down and watched an entire UFC card.
We've seen a few good ones recently. Like that, we've been fortunate. Like we decided to buy pay-per-view. I'll tell you one. I watched that Joanna fight. I still hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I want to see it too. Allie's a big Joanna fan, and we usually try to catch all of her fights. You know that that one girl that that Tatiana Suarez. She's she's still killing it and still fighting it. That's the girl that that was in Alexis's bracket at Blue Belt Worlds when Alexis went pretty deep in the bracket that first year, and then Tatiana won Worlds at Blue Belt. Mm-hmm. And then the next year, Alexis came and won Worlds at Blue Belt. But yeah, I'd never seen that Tatiana girl. I'm like, who is this girl? And she's just double legging everybody and pinning them to the mat. And I was like, oh my Lord. But yeah, she I think she's still undefeated UFC.
Yeah.
She's got a crazy story. She's came back from cancer once or twice. Yeah, she's got a crazy story behind her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. But Allie really likes Joanna. So we try to catch all the Joanna's fights, and from what I understand, that last one was just a barn burner.
It was, and I was watching today, like what got me thinking about it, and then too, it was just on my YouTube when I was surfing around. Was Joanna's doing her thing that she does, like they're squared off at the weigh-ins, and she's like, I'm gonna do this and that, and kill your family, eat your children, and she just let her, and she was just like, not like goading her on or anything, just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And she just kept on. She goes, shut up. Like just like that. She's like, shut up. Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, she beat oh man, I just watched the whole highlights, like all 5 rounds. But I mean, I'd seen it when it happened, but her forehead, dude. And then it showed like 2 months after, her face was still effed up. Yeah.
Time to start looking at changing or coming to the end of a career.
Yeah, for real. When Evelyn had that fight in Northwest Arkansas, I don't know if you went to that. And like Brandon fought on the car.
Oh,
And
no, I didn't.
Evelyn's face got pulverized, dude. It was bruised for probably 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was 5 rounds. So
What
against
the-
that Tony Tallman girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Bro.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
nobody jumped on with us. We'll have to do this again soon. It was fun.
Dude, I know. Like, it's been great. Like, I've always wanted to podcast with you. And now Andy Threlkeld, like, was saying earlier, he's like, I'm investing in Zoom stock. And he really has. He really did invest in Zoom stock. It's like, but man, it is like I've been connecting with people that like it's awesome getting to see people right now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna like that. This is a part of in the new studio. What I'm gonna be focused on is like a better, like how I have a good, I'm getting better and I'm gonna better my recording delivery on the camera and uploading stuff. I'm gonna better this too. So I'm looking forward to it. Getting moved in the new studio. Can't wait to show it to you.
All right, brother. Well, we'll be down soon as soon as all this craziness ends.
We need a one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, we need to do that. We can do that.
However you think about it.
All right, bro.
All right, brother. We'll see you. Love you, man.
Love you, dude. See ya.